Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to focus on a series of verbs in the present tense, which are called the stem changing or vowel changing verbs. As you can see, the present tense has regular, irregular verbs, and this group of verbs called the stem changing verbs, which are in between the both groups. That's why it's probably one of the most difficult tenses to conjugate. So, as I said, we saw the regular verbs, AR ending, IR ending, and ER ending. We saw irregular verbs in the yo, and now we're going to see these vowel changing or stem changing verbs. Most frequent verbs are irregular, fortunately or unfortunately. The good thing with these verbs is that they have the same endings, okay? So we saw already verbs like leer and ver, and that have problematic vowels. Leo, lees, lee, leemos, lees, leen, which would be regular. But then ver had issues like the first person veo, ves, the third person ve, one, vemos, veis, ven. The stem changing verbs or vowel changing verbs are verbs whose stem or root, the main basic beginning of the verb if you want, without the ending AR, ER, and IR, changes in the present indicative. These verbs are regular in terms of endings, but they change their initial vowel. Okay, so note that this is the first vowel from the right that changes. Okay, so if we look at the word, we start at the end, we remove the ending, and it's the first vowel there. It's because some verbs have two vowels. That's why I'm talking about this. Although we include the vowel change here, this change will appear in other contexts, and you don't have to write this in brackets every time, but we include it here in these slides. Okay. So empezar, and you see the vowel change there. E to IE. Empiezo, empiezas, empieza, empezamos, empezáis, empiezan. So you can see the endings are regular and the vowel changes E to IE in yo, tú, él, ella, usted, and ellos, ellas, ustedes. No change in nosotros or vosotros. Second group, O to UE verbs, dormir. Duermo, duermes, duerme, dormimos, dormís, duermen. Once again, regular endings for IR verbs, vos, duermo, duermes, duerme, en yo, tú, él, ella, usted, perdón, and ellos, ellas, ustedes. And finally, the third group is verbs that go from E to I. Pedir. Pido, pides, pide, pedimos, pedís, piden. Once again, regular endings for IR verbs, pedir, vos, I, in yo, tú, él, ella, usted, and ellos, ellas, ustedes, perdón. So, what do we have here? We have three vowel changes. And it's important to notice that the first and the third group is the same vowel. So how do? We have to memorize them. But one trick is that in the first group, you're going to find verbs that are ER, AR, and IR. Verbs like empezar. Verbs like perder, to lose, PERDER. Pierdo, pierdes, pierde. Perdemos, perdéis, pierden. Or IR, preferir. Prefiero, prefieres, prefiere. Preferimos, preferís, prefieren. So, to prefer. The same in the second group, you're going to find AR, ER, and IR verbs. Dormir, we see IR. Soñar, to dream, SONAR. Sueño, sueña, sueña. Soñamos, soñáis, sueñan. And volver, to come back. Vuelvo, vuelves, vuelve. Volvemos, volvéis, vuelven. VOLVER. But in the third group, all the verbs in this third group, E to I, are IR verbs. So here are some of them. Querer, to want, sentar, to sit down, cerrar, to close, pensar, to think, empezar, to start, comenzar, to start as well, or to begin. Perder, to lose, entender, to understand, sentir, to feel, and preferir, to prefer. So what I recommend you to do is to try this one yourselves. Okay, I already gave it to you in the previous slide, so you can check, or you can check online for its conjugation. The second group, O to U y poder, which is to be able to or can. Doler, to hurt. Morir, to die. Dormir, to sleep. Volar, to fly. Recordar, to remember. Encontrar, to find. costar, to be worth or to cost, and volver, to come back. And we have the verb dormir, which we had in the first slide, so you can try that exercise yourself as well. You can stop the video and try it yourself. Finally, we have the third group, we call it, but it's actually part of the second group if you want. It's a strange verb, the verb jugar, which means to play a sport or a game, not to play an instrument. To play an instrument, we use the verb tocar, T-O-C-A-R, which is completely irregular. But this verb is the U that changes to UE. So we have juego, juegas, juega, jugamos, jugáis, juegan. Examples. ¿A qué hora empiezan tus clases los lunes? Si no entiendo lo que dice el profesor, le pido ayuda. ¿Quieres ir a comer después de clase? Pienso que el español es difícil, pero quiero ir a España en el tercer año, así que voy a trabajar mucho. Complete the following, okay? So you have alguien jugar al tenis conmigo. Does anyone want to play tennis with me? María, que la clase es muy interesante. Maria thinks that the class is very interesting. Yo no. La clase los lunes hasta las 11. I don't a class till and start class till on Mondays till 11. Vosotros dormir más los fines de semana, usually more on the weekends. Me puedes poder, I said it, sorry, ayudar con esta frase. Can you help me with this sentence? So I'll give you the chance to stop the video and now I'll give you the answers. ¿Alguien quiere jugar al tenis conmigo? María piensa que la clase es muy interesante. Yo no empiezo la clase los lunes hasta las 11. Vosotros dormís más los fines de semana. ¿Me puedes ayudar tú con estas frases? Let's have a look at it. ¿Quién quiere jugar al tenis conmigo? María piensa que la clase es muy interesante. Yo no empiezo clase los lunes hasta las 11. Acento en la I que no me va a dejar el teclado del portátil. You can have an accent there. You have an accent there on the I, but the laptop keyboard is not going to let me do it on PowerPoint. I could do it if I went to Insert and Symbol, so you can see it in action here. Where are the symbols? Here, symbols. Symbol here, and I look for it. I can change to Latin. Latin is here. It should be, we have the capital one here. So Fara, it's right here. Okay, so if I insert it, then I have it. Dormis. Okay. There you have it. And then me puedes ayudar tú con esta frase. Okay? So that is the answers. Let's go back to where we were. And that's it. Thank you very much. Where do you practice this? This is important, perhaps. You could practice this in the Spanish Verb Tenses book online. If you type in the Hard in My Library Spanish Verb Tenses Dorothy Richmond, it'll give you a source online in translation. So you can practice the sentences and the answers are at the back of the book. Thank you very much. Have a good week.